Welcome to Pretty Realist. If this is your first time joining my channel, welcome. We have been gone for a little minute. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I left and I went to TikTok for a minute. I know I did. They kept striking my videos, y'all. Like, I'm serious. Every time I look around, I kept getting flagged for stuff. And it was like one period where they were like getting ready to take my entire channel down. And then I was like, oh, hell no. That is the last straw. So I took my ass right on over to TikTok. But then for some reason, it just kind of felt like out of nowhere, somebody came in and just like brung the hammer down. It was kind of like your parents came in and was just like, nah, you want punishment. And this came about election year. When election year came and the campaign started running, we started noticing a little bit of a trend that started happening on TikTok, especially for the conservatives, especially for black conservatives. And any black conservative will tell you, listen, we was getting our asses handed to us. Other black content creators who were on the left calling us all kinds of names. The bots were attacking us left and right. Our content being shadow banned left and right. It was rough. Campaign season was rough. A lot of lives were shadow banned, but we continued to keep going. We made sure that no matter what, we wanted to make sure that our voices was heard because this is America. Freedom of speech. Our amendment rights were violated not too long ago when they tried to say that we cannot use this app anymore. At one point, Trump was totally against TikTok. He felt like it was a security threat. You know, here in America, when it comes to our government, they don't like China all in our business. Whatever. You never mind the fact that China pretty much does whatever they want when it comes to owning businesses here. Hell, they own 300,000 plus acres of land, but that ain't none of our business, right? They felt as if it was a big security threat then. Somehow it still managed to stay in our country. TikTok continued to grow. More people started to get on there. A lot of people became successful on TikTok. So TikTok was something a little bit more than just a regular app. It was an open opportunity for a lot of us to just really fully express ourselves and connect with like-minded individuals. Only our government didn't see it that way. But when did it become a threat to our national security if China still own majority of the businesses that we purchase from as well as do business with? See, there seems to come a time where you start realizing that the people that our government say are our enemies, they somehow seem to do a lot of business with. And I realized this throughout this campaign season, that no matter how much I dislike Biden-Harris administration, it forced me to really be a lot more open to doing my own research. And that's when I found out this information here. When it comes to this recent campaign season, I told you that there were some changes that took place, restrictions that was put on right-wing content creators because Biden inserted people who were associated with the Democrat Party. Those people would be Susie Loftus. Susie Loftus served as an intern at San Francisco District Attorney and is also good friends with Kamala Harris, which a lot of people didn't know about. Susie is the trust and safety of TikTok. She's the one who pretty much makes sure that no type of misinformation is put out. This is where the restrictions took place. This is where they started to make that divide between what is accurate information and what is considered misinformation. How did something that is foreign owned, that apparently has employed millions of people in America, that has Americans employed at their headquarters, that is also paying taxes to the United States government, how is this such a threat? When did it become such a threat? You would think that if China was such a problem, that they wouldn't be able to do business with our country at all. You would think that if China was such a problem, they wouldn't be able to buy land in our country either. See, such apps like TikTok, you would think that they would be in the same category as, I don't know, Shein, Temu. Those are Chinese-owned apps. Could it be that it's not really national security, but a form of control that they could want? Because, see, the thing about TikTok is that a lot of us were getting a lot wiser. A lot of us were learning about certain moves that the government didn't want us to know about. A lot of us were learning more about each other. Up until I got on TikTok, I never even knew that there was white slaves that existed in America. Can you believe that? Classism is our biggest problem in America. And racism is actually the ugly cousin of classism. See, racism is what divides the 99%, which is me and you. See, anybody that is not a part of that club of the 1%, the millionaires, the billionaires, there's a club up there. We not in that club. As long as they put enough propaganda out there to continuously pay attention to, we don't even give them the energy that they need in order for us to understand that they are the ones that we need to be paying attention to. As long as we're fighting with each other, how are we going to be able to come together in order to realize that they playing us? Government looked at TikTok as a threat because it was something that they could not control. They couldn't control Americans on TikTok the way that they could on Facebook. There has to be a way for them to be able to keep an eye on their workers. With TikTok being that it's a foreign-owned app, they can't really keep an eye on us. They can't really tell us what to do. They can't really tell us how to make our money. They can't really count our money like that. That's why they had to insert PayPal. It's the way that they'll be able to track how much taxes that we pay. It's all about control. It has nothing to do with security. It was banned for a little bit, and then it came back on the 19th. People deleted it from their phones, so it's no longer in the App Store. It's no longer in Android. So if you deleted it, you ain't got it on your phone no more, and you got to wait until they bring it back. Now, supposedly Trump is going to work out something to where they'll be able to hold off on the bans until they find a buyer. Now, he wants to do it to where ByteDance will own 50%, and then an American company can own 50%. So that way they'll still be able to keep their end, but we'll still have some American love that's going to be combined with it, because that's let them tell it, that's been the whole issue. They just don't like the fact that China runs the whole damn app. And this alone just shows how fast they could snatch our freedom away from us if they wanted to. I really hope that on the right and the left, that this is a lesson for all of us. Because one thing that I did see when I was over there on TikTok is that we are so divided as a country because of politics. Because we should be able to vote for whoever we want to vote for and still respect each other. I have an entire family full of Democrats. I'm probably the only Republican. But one thing that they didn't do is say, oh, well, you can't come to my home for Thanksgiving because you voted for Donald Trump. When I voted for Trump in 2020, I was right there next to my Democratic auntie. We watched the whole election together. We need to get back to those values. Like I mentioned, the 1% is a club that we are not a part of. So if we want to get America back and we actually want to make America great officially, it's going to take for the 99% to understand this. 99% is all we got. And until we unite and realize that the only race that matters at this point is the human race, we will continue to be one step away from getting our freedom taken from us. And that's a fact. Listen, don't shoot the messenger, only receive the message. If it's for you, receive it. If it's not, leave it. All right? And I'm happy to be back. And thank y'all so much for checking out my video. I will see you all soon. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And tell me what y'all think. How has these 4 years been for y'all? Like, I really, truly believe that everybody needs to sign up to go see a therapist the way that this last 4 years has been, baby. I'm glad that we got through it. And if we work together, no matter whether you liberal, whether you conservative, whether you black, white, Mexican, it don't matter. We are all American. Okay, we need to think on that level right now. This is not the time for us to be divided. Nobody wins when a family feuds.